Welcome to Alter. I'm your host, Nicole Meline. This podcast explores the practice of transformation, of growth, as a dance between hustle and flow, altering, changing, growing, becoming, and altering, offering, surrendering, opening to divine conspiracy. It's the dance of the leader, athlete, creator, entrepreneur, committed not just to optimal expression, but to exceptional being. So here are adventures in sweat and divine conspiracy. Awake to all the grit, dirt, and complexity of our world. Alert to the graces that come alongside the struggle, the hustle. Encouragement, an infusion of courage for the moments you need it most. I'm your host, Nicole Meline. Welcome to Alter. Hi, friends. Let's begin with a deep breath. Welcome home. Again, deep breath. In the midst of whatever you're doing, come home to yourself. Rich attention to this moment. Bless your magnificent heart that has never stopped beating for you. Maybe put a palm right in the center of your chest and breathe into it. Here we are. Let's talk about how we change, how we grow. And also why change is hard, why we resist it. Right now, we all have some habits we know don't serve our highest good, some dialogues with ourselves, some thoughts we keep on loop, maybe some relationships with other people, with social media or other media, with food, with how we care for our bodies. Call to heart a few for you right now. What is your highest self asking you to change, to leave behind, to up-level? Get specific. There are two ways to motivate change, negatively and positively. And I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for negative motivation, in the sense that sometimes we can be struck with a clear-eyed clarity where we suddenly see ourselves continuing to devolve and compromise over time with something that will shape us into a lesser version of who we can become. An inner knowing that we need to give something up cold turkey, a body-wide, bone-deep no. This is not who I want to be, a kind of tough love we can give ourselves. But deep, sustainable change and growth more likely comes from compassionate curiosity about ourselves, a positive motivation for change. Try this on. Every single thing that you're doing that your highest self would like you to change is a way you're loving yourself. It's a way you're meeting a need. So underneath every habit or compromise is actually a way you're trying to address a need, a hunger, a desire, but meeting it only halfway. So these habits are the sweet crutches and canes and supports we're providing for injuries, wounds, needs, instead of pursuing full healing. Usually because we don't know how to pursue that full healing, or we don't believe in its possibility. As C.S. Lewis put it in his book, The Weight of Glory, we're like a child who goes on making mud pies in the slums because we can't imagine what could be meant by a holiday at sea. I'm going to use the example of food because I'm leading a new live round of my nutrition and body image reset course called Weighty, beginning May 21st. Which I created because I didn't see any nutrition or body recomposition protocols actually getting to the heart of it, the soul of it, the reasons and beliefs we have about ourselves that drive our habits around food. And I'm intentionally using this word habit, implying a kind of mindlessness instead of practice, which implies a mindfulness. A lot of the growth we do in Weighty is rooted in shifting mindless habits that are driven by decades deep beliefs into mindful, chosen practices with a clear-eyed vision of the you are becoming, the you are choosing to become. And the good news is, what we practice, we become. So back to food, but apply to all. Think of some habits you have around food you would like to change, and then get curious. Totally unjudgmental, neutral curiosity about the why underneath what you fall into. What need are you meeting or half meeting? Underneath that habit of a late night sweet snack or whatever nutrient scarce comfort food or binging or settling of whatever kind, and that's the newsflash, my loves, it's all settling. Every compromise is settling for some version of ourselves a wounded, unhealed part of us thinks is all we're worth. And then when we dig past the shame or defeat or numbness we feel about these things we'd like to change, but maybe feel totally incapable of changing, when we dig past all of that into curiosity and tenderness with ourselves, then it gets juicy. That is the space of surprise and possibility. And so many of us don't get there because that shame and defeat and numbness and those deep, deep, deep beliefs are so painful to get to the root of. But that is where all the treasure is. That deep into the cave, that deep into our hearts is where all the treasure is. Oh, that late night sweet has nothing to do with physical hunger. I need more pleasure in my life. I need pleasure, and I'm settling for chocolate or that comfort food that actually depletes my energy and upsets my stomach is actually about loneliness or some longing I'm ignoring, some creative fire I've let go out. I need friendship, and I'm settling for lasagna. I need cosmic deep time with the divine, and I'm settling for pizza. I need the generative, soul-satisfying discomfort, the soul-satisfying discomfort of staring at the blank page or the blank canvas or fumbling along the piano and knowing I'm showing up to the creative muse in case she's ready to meet me. And I'm settling for chips or insert whatever habit it is that you fall into. It's 25% addressing that need. And it's just enough to keep us from going deep into that need, that desire, that longing, that belief that is crying out to be healed, that's crying out to be reset, repracticed into a new shape. You feel me? Are we getting somewhere new? So apply to all. Pick your favorite habit or compromise. And let's be honest, they really are our favorites, huh? And can you dig past the shame or numbness or inevitability and get curious about what beliefs, what needs are driving it? That thought loop that you're just stuck in, that it just runs on loop in your mind, and you know it brings with it this negative energy into your whole body. What is the need, the desire, the longing that's underneath that, that's driving that? And can you turn to yourself with so much compassion, so much tenderness? Maybe put a hand on your heart and ask with me. This is the way I like to talk to little Nicole, who's trying to get her needs met however she can, in whatever 25% way feels possible. Sweetie, what's this about? Honey, what's really going on in here? What's really going on here? What's the hunger for really? What's the need underneath the need? What beliefs are you letting drive the car? Drive this craving or relationship loop? Drive this habit that's been with you for 10 years? It might astonish you what answers bubble up. So we deep dive into this kind of excavation in weighty, and you can learn more and join at nicolemeline.com/weighty. Speaking of deep dives, there are also a few spaces open for my Alter Journeys Montana retreat, June 23rd through 27th. So if you want a body and spirit reset that is a full immersion in the beauty of Big Sky Country, learn more at nicolemeline.com/alterjourneys. And I can't help myself from announcing a new form of the Alter Together membership, up-leveled and reimagined, and now including high-quality live streaming. I'll be sharing more in the next few weeks, but it's my great joy to invite you to join me for 2 live digital gatherings to celebrate an Alter Warrior Ride on May 23rd and an Alter Practice on May 25th. Replays of both will be included in case you can't join live, but please join live. I'm going to be doing some giveaways and catalyzing community. Sign up at nicolemeline.com/gather and learn more about the new Alter Together portal I am so excited to share with you at nicolemeline.com/alter. I wish us the courage to go deep into the caves of our compromising habits, into the longings driving the hunger and the pain that's being numbed, and the beliefs fighting to protect you from taking this brave journey into the invitation for growth that they offer. As the poet Rumi said, the wound is where the light enters. That's where the invitation of your next chapter, your next becoming, waits. So courage, my loves, my weighty ones, as we alter together.